Now, Sony has been dealing with a funny little problem lately. Kraven the Hunter, starring Aaron Taylor Johnson, just dropped on Netflix and unexpectedly shot up to number 2 on the platform. Now, does this mean anything for the future of Sony's Spider-Man villain universe? Absolutely not. They're still very much dead, and deservedly so. But here's where things get interesting. You could look at this from 2 angles. And before anyone comments, "You're overthinking this, little bro," hear me out. Madame Web and Venom: The Last Dance also hit the top spot when they landed on streaming. So obviously there's a pattern here. Now, Zach and I have debated this, and his theory is that these movies don't really feel like superhero films to begin with. To the average person scrolling through Netflix, they look more like a mid-budget action thriller, basically the kind of movies that Netflix churns out to keep people watching. And he's got a point. Sony's Spider-Man villain movies don't really scream comic book the way that the MCU films do. The costumes are still muted, the characters are dressed in regular outfits, and it all kind of harkens back to the pre-MCU era when superhero movies were fully afraid to embrace the source material. Even in Madame Web, the cast only wears their actual spider suits in a brief vision sequence at the end. Now, I agree with Zach, but I also think that there's another factor at play. People are treating streaming services like the modern version of the old Walmart DVD bargain bin. These are movies that they weren't willing to pay full price for or go to the theater to see. But once they pop up on Netflix, something that they're already paying for, or mooching off of someone else's account, they figure, why not? It's an easy way to kill a weeknight. I think the truth lies somewhere in the middle, but this shouldn't really be where Sony is shooting for. Then again, even Marvel is struggling and not hitting the billions almost every time like back in the Infinity Saga. So I just think that people are more hesitant to go to the movies in general, especially when they have movies on demand at home. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below.